Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk about the one night stand. There's a group of girls that have gone onto TikTok now, and it's called the one night relationship theory. They've been talking about it, and they talk about the effort that men go to get it over the line, and then when it happens, how they can go completely cold the next day. Okay, so this is a theory. This is a TikToker by the name of Christina, and she explains it to everyone.
The one-night relationship theory. One of my best girlfriends and I were having lunch, and she was complaining to me about how this guy that she had hooked up with was super open and vulnerable with her when they were hooking up, but then she saw him at a party and he didn't even acknowledge her presence. During this night, they'll cuddle you, they'll trauma dump, they'll hold your hand, they'll tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets. And then the next day, they might not even say hello to you. And although it's up, men do this a lot. So unfortunately, ladies, if they're being intimate and vulnerable with you one night, that doesn't mean that they want a relationship with you for forever.
I mean, is this groundbreaking news? I thought that was kind of a given. I mean, blokes are hopeless. That stuff has been happening since day dot.
I don't think you should look at it like that, though, because there are guys out there that, you know, I think if they find someone that they really like, they'll pursue it more.
Oh,
Not all guys are like that.
No,
never.
Here, Fitzy.
There.
I don't think it's a new concept, but
No.
I do think that, I mean, with formats like TikTok, we're hearing more about it and using words like trauma dump. And, you know, so if you, on the first date, they're telling you about how they have a bad relationship with their mother, or their heart was broken, or it's just too much information too early.
I've really connected with you. You know, I feel like you're on the same level as me. I really like you. You know what? I feel like I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then you get into bed and then you say, God, I don't really do this. No, we shouldn't. Why are we?
This is not me.
Oh, my God, this is not me.
I must love you so much because I've never done this
And it
before.
just,
Never.
It feels right. Doesn't it feel right? It feels right.
Yeah, what I want.
And cut.
I'm looking for calls, though, because I would love to hear from people. What's the biggest burn that you've got after you have hooked up with someone? Because sometimes you can have a connection with someone and go, oh my gosh, this is an unbelievable feeling. And like that girl said, you might go to a party the next week and that person can completely blank you.
Yeah. It could also be with people who, and I'm not sticking up for people that do this, because there are people who go out and treat it like a game, but there might be, you know, the love addicts of the world who, when they're in that moment, they actually believe it.
Yes.
Like, they may not be 100% trying to manipulate you, but then they also have that yo-yo, like, oh my God, I'm in love. They're getting this euphoria from being with someone.
Away.
They are really into it.
Yes.
And then, but they just can't follow through. They just pull back completely because maybe they said too much. I mean, if you're crying on the pillow on the first night, people may not recover.
Yeah, but you've got to remember too that, you know, girls do this as well. Girls quite often can use a man, and I won't be treated like a piece of meat.
Well, I've got a great story for you, because actually this girl, she's well known. She actually got arrested over in Bali once and spent some time in jail.
Oh, yeah.
She worked at the door of a nightclub in Adelaide called The Planet, which was the biggest thing going at the time, right? And there used to be huge lineups, Kate. And a mate of mine saw her at the door, their eyes locked. At the end of the night, when she finished her shift, they went back, had a coffee together, one little thing led to another.
Yeah.
The week after, Kate, he rocks up to The Planet with a group of friends and he goes, hey fellas, leave this up to me. As they stroll past the line that goes for 500 metres, gets to the front door, she looks at him and just completely blanks him, says, I don't know who you are, and you are not getting in. You have to go to the back of the line line up.
Sick burn.
Was that real, or she didn't know? Didn't remember him?
She was just like, that was a one night
Yeah,
thing,
and now it's nothing.
and I don't know who you are.
He's been used. That happened to me a couple of times.
You're not getting in. You've got to line up with everybody else.
That's not fair. That's a horrible feeling, isn't it?
What, having that done to you? Having to line up, or having to be ignored?
And not being a member at that club.
Yeah, that's
would
right.
be disgusting.
All right, what was the biggest burn that you got after hooking up with someone? Did they completely blank you, ghost you, didn't want to know you? And then usually it is someone who is in a relationship as well.
Oh, yes.
So they hook up with you and then they go, I can't look at you anymore because I'm with somebody else.
I'm here with my girlfriend.
Well, that's right.
Whoopsies.
Leash, you're in Cronulla. Good morning, Leash.
Good morning, guys.
What happened? So what happened, Leash?
So my friends had a weekend party, and on the Friday night there was just a few of us there. We were in the spa, and I met this guy, dreamy, so hot, super single.
Great.
We hooked up,
Yep.
And then the next day at the same house, he rocked up with his girlfriend.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So-
Super single to the girlfriend arriving.
Alicia,
Yeah.
were there moments where you were looking into each other's eyes and he was opening up about his life and you thought, this is a real connection here?
I really did. I thought it was so legit.
Especially
It
in the
was
spa.
crazy.
You know.
Yeah, I don't. I think you should have a blanket rule, and this
do it in the
is
spa.
certainly not
Spa.
criticising you, Alicia, at all. But from here on in, girlfriend, I do think that if you meet someone in a jacuzzi,
Yeah.
they are not the one for you.
Yeah, well said, sister.
It's a big red flag. I get it.
Yeah, it
Hey,
is.
did the girlfriend look anything like you, or
We were polar opposites. We
Right.
had full face of makeup. We were in the spa, and she actually said she couldn't get water in her eyes because she was allergic to spa water.
right? So you were better looking than her,
Easy.
easily.
Alicia, was there a moment? Did he say anything to you at any stage the next day when the girlfriend rocked up, or was it just eye
Not
contact?
one word. Not one word.
That is
we actually
horrible.
acted like he'd never met me before.
But how frightening that I want to say another
Rashness?
word, but no, the courage.
Yep.
I had another
Audacity.
word in my head.
Audacity.
The audacity to turn up with the girlfriend and just assume that no one else at the party might quietly
anything.
mention it.
Yes.
You know, that's what upsets me about these kind of things, is it feels like everyone in the room knows, apart from the poor person who's being cheated on.
Quietly, everybody signed off on it.
100%.
Was
Yeah.
there an element? Were your friends going, "You've got to tell her, Alicia"? Did you think about telling her or no?
No,
No.
not
It's
at all.
not worth
I was,
it.
No way.
That's the thing. That's why Lisa and I waited till we were married before
In
we
a
did
spa.
anything intimate. I think that's important to do.
No one
she-
asked you that question.
I think she was
offered it
disgusted
up.
by you, to be honest with you.
Is that why it didn't happen earlier?
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.